What up? Erica Lashai want to talk to us about the validated bitter man. Let's have a look.
Hey, to my YouTube folk, welcome. Welcome. I appreciate you all being a part of the live. You know what I'm saying? Everybody that's on YouTube. If you tapping in with me for the first time on YouTube, my name is Erica Lashai. I make all sorts of videos, and contrary to the first comment on this live, I'm not a pygmy. Do you see what happens when I campaign for black men and then those same black men turn around and act a damn fool? So it's not only the black men acting crazy, but it's the women feel some type of way about me and call me names. So it's a lose-lose situation. You guys, you can see that? It's a lose-lose situation. But anyway, I'm also live on IG, so that's why I'm holding the phone in my hand. If you are on IG, please navigate on over to YouTube, because I'm not gonna be reading no comments or nothing like that on Instagram, but I gotta get into it. Really though, said finally, not just pick me videos. I hope you don't turn this against women somehow.
See, and I'm gonna stay away from the comments because it's nonsense. It makes no sense usually.
Okay, I'm gonna keep on talking. Joker Nutty Nate, thank you so much for the super sticker. I appreciate you. So this is what we talking about. We talking about this. I made a video talking about how black men and black women need each other. Because here, let me preface it the same way that I did on IG. When I first started making videos and content, it was against the stereotypes and the things that I saw all online about black men initially. You know, the fact that somebody had just made a video that said black men are the white people of black people. I don't agree with that. You feel me? I don't agree with that statement at all.
That makes no sense. How are black people the white people of black people? Black people are only really in America. Black is made in America, fam. Period. I don't care how you put it.
Someone else, it was just a lot of negativity, a lot of like bitter and jaded experiences that led to, me making videos initially. Now, when I made videos, the men that I had in mind, that like inspired these videos were men like my father, men like my brothers, because they're solid men. Exes that I've dated, I'm not the type of woman that hates every ex that I had. I've had some solid men in my life. Things just didn't work out between us, which is fine, So I thought about men like that, happens. And they were the catalyst and the inspiration behind a lot of the videos that I made, right? Now, the same way that I didn't like it when I would see like women being bitter and jaded is the same way that I don't like it when I see the men doing it. And I feel like there's just really an epidemic with the creation of like the manosphere and all of that, which initially I thought was a good thing. Okay, men have a space, to talk about their issues and all of that. The same way that women do. Women, we need our space to talk about what's going on with us, and the men need their space as well, right? But I didn't think that the same stuff that men complained about that women do, which is us being bitter and jaded after things go south, I didn't think that men was gonna use their space to do the same exact thing, right? Now, I'm gonna get off live on Instagram. You guys see the pin thing there. If you want to tap in with me, go to YouTube, because I need to read the comments that I'm getting on these videos. You feel me? So bye to the people on Instagram. I'll tap in with y'all. I'm on YouTube with it. Okay, bye. So let me get to the comments, right? Let me get to the comment here. Let me discard it. Ooh, somebody was mad. Before I even said hello on this live, we already got people in the comments calling me a pygmy. Lord, it's a crazy day and age that we live in, right? So look, the video that I made is talking about how powerful womanhood is and how we as women should embrace our womanhood. Now, the majority of the comments are positive, and a lot of the ladies are in the comments saying things like, oh yes, I love being a woman. I'm embracing it. It's such a wonderful thing. We're learning how to be soft and just bask in our femininity. And that was the purpose of the video, to say that women, we don't have to try to be like men in order for us to find strength. You feel me? The strength is in the fact that we are women, and that's what makes us strong. That's what makes us beautiful. And we don't have to be anything but that, And so that was the majority.
that's feminine. That's women. That's a woman. That's a woman's power, though. You know what I mean? But she's supposed to be strong too. Well, that's a woman's power.
Pretty the comments was like positive, but then like a lot of the men in the comments was saying stuff like, we've been saying that this whole time, and you know, these women, they just so rough and they so hard, and you know, it's not because I said society has caused this problem with women because of the way society is set up, you know.
And so we're talking culturally, like American, because outside of it, it's not the same.
And there are men in the comments are like, nope, it's not society, it's just women. Women are the ones who doing this. Single women keeping women single, and women are the ones blah blah blah. And it's just like, at this point, the video wasn't even blaming men, but men still found a way to be offended. You know, and that it's getting kind of tiring that this is happening more and more often. And I feel like the brothers got to kind of address this. The brothers isn't alive. Y'all got to kind of address this, because y'all starting to sound like the same bitter women that you said you didn't like. And it's kind of a problem. So
yeah, the problem is when somebody gave these dudes a phone with a camera on it. Now everybody who's anybody can speak, and just because they're considered male, you know what I mean, bitter. Some people are bitter, and it comes off a different way. You know what I mean?
So let me go to this. Let me go to my notifications, because it's some comedian, some famous comedian that's in here talking a bunch of mess, and he's been talking mess ever since I posted the video. Every time I get on Instagram and look at my notifications, he's in there talking a bunch of nonsense. You know what I find? Sorry, the video started playing as soon as I came to the notifications. So he says, no, women convince other women that being a woman is bad. So really, it was women who were telling other women. So it's not men who say to other men, when y'all are being emotional or something, or anything negative, that you quit acting like a female. That was women. I don't know, man. That's what I'm saying. Y'all are y'all worst enemies, what he says.
So they've been getting under Erica's skin lately, like in the past few videos. She been amped.
You only hear women and gay men saying women who cater to their men are slaves or weak. And then he continues on to say, that's supposed to be women. Women who are housewives. Just it's riddled with grammatical errors and just mistakes. But anyway, woman, I'm just going to read it how it says. Women who are housewives are frowned upon by other women, not men. We rather our women raise our kids than daycare. Not always possible, but you get the sentiment. Single women keep other women single. Y'all are y'all worst enemy. And then there's a lot of women in the comments being very amicable. Like, you know, they were saying that it was society and a lot of different things happen. And the reason why I feel like we have to talk about this, I'm gonna put my phone down now. The reason why I feel like we have to talk about this is because, like, we're not gonna get anywhere as a people if we take offense to everything, even when blame isn't directed. Like, black men, you guys are so used to being blamed for stuff that even in a video where no one's blaming you, you still take offense and shift blame anyway. That's a
right, but the problem right there is why you don't even have to. You can just turn the channel. You can flip the page. You don't have to say nothing.
Problem.
Keep it pushing.
It's a problem, and it makes me feel like the past few years that I've been speaking on behalf of black men, it makes me feel like I should have never said a word. because I feel partially responsible for this, you know, because I was one of the loudest voices advocating, you know.
Right, and that's what I know too. Like, we need you. Stick with us. We gonna figure it out.
For the stereotypes and the perspectives on our men to change. Only for it to become when you guys do have the space to communicate how you feel. It's like me saying, you know, shh, everybody be quiet. Ladies, be quiet. Hold on. Let the brothers talk. Let them talk. Let's see what they have to say. And then I'll say, go ahead, say something to let us know what you're feeling. And then y'all take the mic and be like, Black women is everything that's wrong with the Black community. Black women, y'all keep messing up. Y'all too masculine. Y'all not soft enough. Y'all too hard. Y'all won't. And I'm just sitting there like, and the rest of the sisters like looking at me like, and I'm.
This categorizing stuff is a problem. You quick to grab and throw everybody in a gumbo pot, but that's what unique is, and it's pretty much what you looking for. With if you seek, you'll find. You know what I mean? It is a small world, but it ain't that small.
I'm like, well, damn.
It do feel like it's closing in though, getting a little ridiculous.
Damn, egg on my face. You know, egg on my face. I'm not in the business of blaming anybody, because like I've said for years now, I feel like Black men and Black women alike are suffering from a shared traumatic experience that neither of us are responsible for. I have several videos that talk about it, that talk about what happened to our community. I talk about what happened in the 1960s, because prior to the 1960s, the marriage rates for Black men and Black women were higher than that of any other race.
Right, and that's pretty much around the time when the dope gang bent the block, you know what I mean, and welfare, and look, no man can stay in the house. And another thing, what these dudes are saying with females is, like back in the days, man, even now, you see this girl over here with this crew, and that girl who she know over there in that crew, and she like, look at Felicia with her blue jeans on, you know what I'm saying? She thinks she look cute in them blue jeans on, and that's what the dudes is talking about. And that's bad, man. That been going on. They don't congratulate. They usually throw jealousy and envy for something that looks better than them at the moment or whatever.
It was higher than white people. We were married and we had families. You feel me? There was people, there was jobs. The man and the woman were together in the household. Then what happens? What happens between the 70s and the 90s that changes everything? You guys know what happened. I talked about it in a video before. I talked about deindustrialization, because everybody wants to say that Black women just abandoned the family. No, deindustrialization happened. Again, this is not me blaming Black men or Black women. But our government decided that it would be more lucrative to take all the factory jobs that was employing all these Americans, take all those factory jobs and ship them over to other countries, because the cost of labor would be cheaper. And then you'd be able to manufacture more products, you feel me? So as a result, millions and millions of jobs were lost. Black men were out of work. Men in general were out of work, but especially Black men are now out of work. And if a man is out of work and he can't provide for his family, he feels like less of a man. What I've noticed throughout my years of living is that nothing changes a man's behavior and the way that he looks at himself and the way that he navigates through life than not being where he wants to be financially. You can have the most kindest, most thoughtful man in the world, but let his financial situation change. Let him start to become stressed out to the point where he can't provide and he can't take care of things that he wants to take care of. You'll see a totally different man pop out.
And then in the house, to not be understanding of what it is a man goes through as a woman, and you start beating him upside his head, like, you know what I mean? So then he really gonna flip. And then welfare hit. Like, we'll pay you, you know what I'm saying? Get this dude up out the house, '70s, around there. That's when it all popped. Shit, the dope game cracking.
You'll see a man that's angry all the time, that's short with you. He has no patience. He's not thoughtful and kind anymore. Not because he's a jerk, but because the finances has changed. So this happens to hundreds of thousands of our men all at the same time in the 70s. All at the same time this happens. And you can look it up. I'm not telling you something I made up. This is the reality. This is a history lesson. This is what happened.
Period.
So this is what happens to our men. And at that same time, because the men are stressed out and they can't provide like they were once able to, and they no longer feel like the man of the house, the women are now stressed out. We can't sit up and be soft and feminine and all that. You can't be feminine and soft in the midst of a war zone. You can't expect for a woman to give you heaven when she's living in hell. So now the women are flustered. We're flustered. We don't know what to do. We gotta do something for the household. We gotta make something shake, because all of a sudden stuff is crazy now. And then as a result of deindustrialization, because the finances is messed up, of course you're gonna start to have marriage problems. And then crime and drug abuse is one of the long-term effects of deindustrialization. So now crime is on the rise because, people can say like, I'm not a criminal or whatever. You don't know what you'll be when you can't feed your family. If you got children or you got a wife and you got somebody that you love and you watching them starve, you don't know what you'll become. So you could say that I'm not a criminal. You don't know what you would do. So now people are still...
Said never say never.
They're resorting to crime because it's like, I'm not going to let my people, my loved ones go without. So now crime is on the rise. Drug abuse is on the rise because people try to medicate their problems away. And then what happens?
Oh, it was horrible. Yo, the 70s.
The war on drugs starts in the 70s and the 80s. Now, prior to 1970s, and these are the statistics. Again, you can go look this stuff up because I'm not making up nothing. Prior to the 1970s, the United States had approximately 200,000 people in prison, right? That was the prison rates. That was around the amount of people that the United States had incarcerated. Between the 70s and the 90s, that number went from 200,000 to over 2.5 million. So that number skyrockets. And then you have the privatization of prisons and all that kind of stuff where it's incredibly lucrative to fill the prisons with bodies, no matter what the crime is, no matter if it's something simple like stealing a loaf of bread. You're going to go to prison for a long time because these private prisons, it's really good for their bottom line to keep you there. So we have all of these things that transpires in a matter of, I don't know, maybe 30 years. From the 60s to the 90s, and it breaks up our families, and now we're left struggling. The government comes in with assistance programs, you feel me, that are put in place to intentionally keep our families apart. And instead of us acknowledging this history, we fight each other. When I say we need each other to survive, and how black men and black women are like the power plug in the socket, and when they come together, you get power. When I say stuff like that, you got people in my comments blaming each other.
Touchy subject.
Then you got people in my comments blaming each other. And then asking the age-old question that I'm seeing Samurai Will ask, Erica, then why are you single? Nobody asked the Queen of Sheba why she was single. You feel me? You guys think that if I wanted to be married right now, I couldn't be? You know how many men profess their love to me And I'm not just talking about like want to go on a date, but tell me that they love me over and over again. We're just waiting for a chance. It's like I start talking. See, this is what I'm talking about. This is what I'm talking about. I'm talking and telling the truth about what happened. And then people in my comments wondering why I'm single. As if that has anything to do with what I'm talking about.
Well, you need to stay out the comments because they already got. They getting under your skin, man. Stay out the comments.
Again, this is what I'm talking about. The rise, like this is what the title of the live is, the rise of the bitter man.
But then again, damn that. Block them. You feel me? Dive in the comments and block them. Either way, but they've been getting under your skin lately.
The rise of the bitter man. You black men, you guys didn't like it when women were being bitter and jaded. I didn't like that for you guys. And despite the relationships that I've had, the things that I've endured or whatever, despite all of that, I'd never expressed my bitterness to you guys. I just sat alone by myself, healed, and then proceeded to go through life, which is what I feel like a lot of the brothers need to do. Instead of sliding in between the legs of another woman, take some time to yourself to heal instead of getting online every time you don't like something bad happens in your life and always making posts about how terrible the opposite sex is, always talking about how terrible modern women are, always going on and on about the problems of the black women and all this other kind of stuff. If you're online and all you talk about is people that have betrayed you and how you can't trust nobody and you're sharing posts about the opposite sex all the time, maybe you need to close the computer down. Maybe you need to take your phone and do like this here and sit down and heal.
You see, something struck America. It's not the world. You know what I mean? This change in frequencies. Something struck. We've never seen Karens like we've seen them today. And it happened over the past few years. And they always been here. But something shook them loose. It was a wave. Now everybody's opening up. You know what I mean? 2020. Got your eyes open.
Because it wasn't good when the women were bitter and jaded, and it damn sure ain't good when the men are. Okay? Because you're making somebody that honestly cares about y'all wish I never said anything. Because the men in my life, they get this energy from me. I don't have to be on here giving this energy to y'all, trying to encourage, especially when people try to take personal jabs at me, asking me like, well, you ain't married, you still single.
For the last few videos, it's been like that too. I don't know. Start blocking these dudes.
Single because I just don't want to settle. You feel me? And I feel like I've earned the right to do that. You guys don't know what I do. I literally go run twice a week. I do sprints. I weight train 3 times a week. I do Pilates once a week. I don't even eat sugar. I don't have added sugar in my diet at all. And I barely eat natural sugars just to keep my body in pristine condition. Not only that, but I read. I'm intelligent. You feel me? My body count is low. You feel me? And it's just like, so it's not difficult for me. But because I know what I am and who I am, I'm not just going to toss myself to the first man that seemed like he's remotely interested, especially when he doesn't take himself as serious as I take me. Now, when I find somebody that takes their body and their health seriously, you feel me? And doesn't see me as something to just be conquered. Doesn't see me as just a woman, just a conquest. Then I might slow down and see what he's talking about. And that's what I'm saying. Like, the brothers, y'all gotta say, you say you want a good woman, but you hate it when a woman is good and she knows it. You want her to be good, but you don't want her to be aware of it so that you can better manipulate her. I'm a good woman and I know it.
That's weird because if it's not the ones who letting you know and reassuring you, then you messing with the wrong one. Anyway. The way the world is today, man, who has time to shuck and jive? You know what I mean? The way the world is today, it has to be, we ain't got no time for all this. I'm better than you, I'm red pill, and I'm high value, and do you deserve me, and whack. If it's for you, you better jump on it, because the world is weird right now. You know what I mean? Nobody need none of that good Dickadale Leezel. Don't nobody need that. You know what I mean? Make it happen. Let them know. You know what I'm saying? That's the only way to move.
You guys can become good men and know it, instead of being online being jaded and bitter in my comments. Because this does nothing. This really does nothing to help our community as a whole, especially when I don't be blaming. Because like I said, I say it over and over again, that black men and black women are suffering from a shared traumatic experience that neither of us are responsible for. Neither of us are responsible for deindustrialization. Neither of us are responsible for slavery. We're not as responsible for this government intentionally setting rules and laws to keep us separated. Neither of us are responsible for that. So instead of blaming each other, I don't know, maybe we can work on ourselves and get ourselves to the point where we love who we are, and despite our hurts and our pains and the issues that we've gone through, we don't let that filter a whole gender.
That's real spit, man. All you could do is tighten up your own frequency, your own vibe, and hopefully it just spreads. You know what I'm saying? Or maybe somebody will follow your footsteps. Get your own stuff together. You can't change the world, you can change you. And hopefully people observe that and change they self and let that spread like a wildfire.
I don't know. Let me read some of the comments and definitely the super stickers and the super chats. You feel me? Let me get to those first. Sexual mid-eye, thank you so much for the super sticker. I appreciate you. Let me see. Lord Commander, he said, it doesn't bother me when good women are single. I expect it because great men are rare. I'm so sick of the average man arguments. Thank you. Thank you for the super chat, and thank you most definitely for the comment. Layla says single is better than unequally yoked. Tell me about it. You know, because it is.
Well, I don't know about that, because I know there in California, where I'm from, I know a man who is like just above minimum wage, whatever. He's on salary, but he's a maintenance man, period, who married a lawyer, but they started from her going into college. You know what I'm saying? She became a lawyer, and he's still working the same job. So equally yoked, I don't know, but now they own multiple homes. You know what I mean? He got his back.
It's crazy. But that's not even the point of the live. I'm not going to get caught up on that, because saying stuff like that doesn't hurt my feelings. You know, people think that you're poking at me or something, like saying, oh, you're single. Like, you're some nameless first. No, let me not. It doesn't hurt my feelings, okay? But what I will say is this. Somebody for the people that's popping into the live late, and if you're confused or whatever, you know,
Start blocking. That's it.
that's fine. You can start over from the beginning if you care to engage in the live. You
You
feel
need
me?
a moderator.
See, this is what like you guys really gotta heal, because I can't keep looking at like these comments, because if I do, I'll get discouraged. But what I
Real spit. That's all you can do, man. Is wish him healing. You know what I'm saying? That's what somebody's been trying to teach me, man. You gonna have haters, but all you can do, I mean, don't battle with monsters unless you become one. Wish him healing. Keep it pushing.
I'll say is this, like, men, there's nothing good about being bitter. In the same way I was speaking to the women about it. There's nothing good about being bitter. You feel me? Your personal experiences do not account for billions of people on this earth. You feel me? Because I've had bad experiences, but I'm not gonna sit up and allow that to dictate how I move through life, you know? And especially coming to me in my comments complaining about it as if I'm not a black woman. You guys do know I'm a black woman, right? Like I'm not a black man with some sort of a, you know, I'm
Unmistakably. Unmistakable. We're gonna keep it pushing on that note.
black woman, and I've been a black woman my whole life. So seeing that kind of stuff, that like I'm not gonna agree with you. I'm not gonna agree, you know. And I really do hate. Like I hate it sometimes, you guys, when I see it. Like when I go to people's pages and they share my video, and then they've like posted some stupid caption like, "Oh, y'all women need to listen to this because you know she's the only real woman I've seen," and the rest of y'all are like, it makes me want to be like, bro, take my video down. Like that's not. I didn't even say that. You feel me? Like.
So I take the words of Dick Gregory. She's not like, why do black women have to be strong? You know what I'm saying? How about responsible? You know what I mean? I don't know. But this strong thing, nah, man is strong. Women are responsible.
You're being weird. It's just gross, and it's like, I really didn't like. I didn't make it. And what I will say, because I've been talking for 23 minutes. What I will say is this: to the ladies that are on the live, please understand that you guys be mindful of of the so-called conscious brothers. You know what I'm saying? You got to be mindful of them. Not all of them, but some of them, because it's like they've gotten knowledge of self in a sense where they understand, you know, the power that it is to be a black person in this world, because it is a beautiful thing. It's a beautiful thing to be an original man or an original woman, right? But they've taken that and they've distorted it to mean that everyone is beneath them, you know, and they know the rhetoric, they know the things to say to the ladies to make us, you know, really trust them or you know, trust their intelligence and all of that. You gotta watch that sometimes, because the men that I see do this the most, like the men that be in my comments talking about how these women are so lost and confused and all that, all the time they got the red, black, and green flag and stuff all in their profile picture. You know,
It's kind of tough because they just grouped us, like say us. But why are we so far down? Why is we on the bottom? You know what I mean?
you go to their page and they say that I'm a god and all this other kind of stuff. I'm just like, you know, just vanity and godlessness running rampant, honestly, because that's not a way a God behaves. A God doesn't behave in a jaded and bitter way. A God doesn't blame everyone else for their problems and act like they have no power to change their situation. A God don't do that. Because I do believe that I'm a God on this earth and that I've been blessed. I believe that I can change the dynamic of the way that my life is. I don't look at, all these white people did this or I can't do this because I'm a woman, or, they holding us down because we black and all that. Like, what a God look like talking about what they can't do? Like, how we get all this knowledge of self just to act like we have no power? How are you a God with no power? You a powerless God. That don't make no sense.
Coming from a lot of books and a lot of brushes shoulders with people, and it sounds good, you know what I mean, and it's convincing to the ear, but it's a lot of things. It's like a lot of things that people will use to look a little smarter than somebody else, like they teaching something that they don't really even know.
So this is what I'm saying. Like, you gotta beware of all of that, because them brothers sometimes be the worst ones. Out of all the, well, I won't say all, because I have 3 total exes. Honestly, I've had 3 boyfriends that I honestly was invested in, and 2 out of 3 are good men. One of them was a lunatic. You feel me? And I don't even like to talk like that, but it's true. And he was on that, red, black, and green. Can't laugh, can't joke about nothing. Everything is, look at what these white people doing. Just the craziest. And it's like, use that knowledge. Instead of allowing all of it to go to your head and make you pompous, utilize it to develop yourself and be better, is what it's supposed to be for, And that's it. I'm about to get off of here. But anyway, let me look at some of these super chats, and then I'm gonna look through some of the comments, and then I'm done, because I've been talking for almost 30 minutes, and I never want to be longer than 30 minutes on a live. Okay, Lord Commander said, oh, he already read that one. Okay, Freedom's March said, it's about family and building communities. We need black men and women to stop this gender war nonsense. When the ish hits the fan, things will be forced to fall into their natural order. We don't want it forced. Thank you so much for the super chat. You feel me? Yeah, we don't want it forced. We don't want it forced. And the point I'm making is this: like, when I talk about these things, that's what I'm saying. Like, a lot of brothers think it's one-sided. Like, oh, the women. I don't know about you. I'm not saying you specifically, Freedom's March, but I know a lot of the men are saying things like, oh, the women, it's gonna be a rude awakening. It's gonna be a rude awakening for everybody if we don't get on it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It's a lot of men out here that say things like they want traditional women, and the modern women is the problem with the world, but they're not traditional men. They don't know how to cut no grass. They don't know how to change a tire. They don't know how to mount a TV. They don't know what to do under the hood of a car. You lift the hood of the car, everything looks foreign to them. They don't know nothing. But they want to talk about traditional women. It was a man that I was dating, and he came over to my house, and my TV wasn't mounted yet. You feel me? And we just sat there in the house watching the TV on the floor. He didn't say a word about it. But want a traditional woman though. Can't do nothing. Don't know how to use power tools. I feel like I know more about cars than the average man. I've literally had to tell men that I was with, like, hey, it sounds like your brakes grinding. That sound like metal on metal. I hope that the rotors ain't on the brake. Like, because if that...
Yeah, man, how do you let it get so bad to where your passenger got to tell you about it? Female.
That's the case. If it's down to the rotor, let me out the car, because it's dangerous at this point. I'm about to tell man, we need some brake fluid to put in your car because you ain't got no resistance when you push the brake down. Go see if you need dot 3 or dot 4. Dot 3, they don't know what I'm talking about. But one traditional women, all I'm saying is that this is not to bag or be like negative to the men or anything, but let's just be realistic with ourselves. I can admit where I need help. You feel me?
I don't know who you've been messing with, but that's the thing, man, about the world, man. So there are specks. We speckled here and there. We kind of sprinkled. And in her world, because I see us all as individual worlds. Period. When you go meet somebody, there's a world of stuff going on with this person. So that's a world. You know what I mean? And the real ones, to me, seem to be speckled. And everything that you gotta fight with and deal with. How you in the car with dudes who don't know the pressure in their brakes, or you can hear the brakes grinding, and you gotta y'all see Erica. Her hair is natural, huh? That's an afro under there. Partner, see them lips. I do.
I know the things that I can cook. Because I'm a pescatarian, I haven't cooked chicken and all that in a long time. So if a man gets with me and he still eats chicken, I'm gonna have to learn how to eat chicken. I'm gonna learn how to cook chicken again for him. And I won't mind doing that. But this is something that I'm honest with myself about. I'm honest with myself about the fact that sometimes, I might feel awkward. I'm not the most woman that's brimming with sex appeal. Yes, I'm beautiful. Yes, I'm pretty. But this whole sex appeal, how some women just can look at you a certain way and they got the lingerie on and all of that. These are things that I know I can improve on and I'm working towards. I can be honest with myself about my shortcomings. You feel me? Let's all be honest with ourselves about what we can improve on. Again, which is the reason why I run and I do the different things that I do. I do all these things so that when it comes time for me to have children, I got strong pelvic floor muscles. I can hold and carry a child. These are things that I know I can improve on and I'm working towards. I can be honest with myself about my shortcomings. You feel me? Let's all be honest with ourselves about what we can improve on. Again, which is the reason why I run and I do the different things that I do. I do all these things so that when it comes time for me to have children, I got strong pelvic floor muscles. I can hold and carry a child for a long time is what the goal is. And have a natural lotus birth, water birth in the pool, you feel me? To breastfeed, all of that. These are things that I take my vitamins, my purple sea moss, got iodine in it because I'm preparing for what's to come. Can the brothers do the same? That's all I'm asking. Colossus Harder Than Titanium says, Black men are not bitter. Black men are saying Black women feminism has become so destructive that accepting Maria, Samaya, etc. is the only sensible option. Then why are you here? Why are you here on my page? Why are you here listening to a Black American woman talk? See, this is what I'm talking about. Y'all tuned in to me, but you hate me, honestly. You hate me and women that look like me. Go be with Maria, Samaya, whoever else. Y'all hate us. It's okay though. You don't have to be here. Sexual Mid-Eye said, Erica, how was life in LA? It's cool. It's pretty cloudy though. It's been raining for weeks straight, which is kind of ugh. Freedom Shaheed, thank you so much for the super sticker. I appreciate you. He sent the laughing super sticker. I don't know what that has to do with. Lord Commander said the Hoteps are the worst. LMAO, they think they should lead simply for being. Exactly. Manhood is earned. It's sad we have no rites of passage. Lord Commander, thank you so much for even just being on the live. Your presence alone in your comments is it's at least making it worthwhile. Thank you. Because a lot of this other stuff is wish some of the people that subscribe to me just wouldn't subscribe to me anymore. But thank you. I like you. You know what I'm saying? But this is true. It's like, you don't like, you just want to lead women into destruction and death and all of that, and you don't have no plan, don't do nothing, don't understand anything, and it's just like, you know. But yeah, if you guys do want to go to, oh, let me get the last one. Jordan says a man is a man because he built himself into one. Thank you for the super chat. You know, so yeah, I'm about to get off this live because I can see, like, you know, the following that I've gathered here on YouTube is one that is like, is one that hates me. So it's like, you know, let me go back to making hair tutorial videos and stuff like that, because that's honestly,
they're a little outrageous in the comment section. People usually stay away from that, or you need to get you a moderator. For live videos, you need a moderator.
Honestly, a better vibe for me. It'd probably be more beneficial. Let me see. I'm just gonna read through some of these comments. It says, I believe that you are rare as a brother who deserves you, and y'all are all that will survive what's next. Someone said you moved to LA. I'm from LA. I was born in Los Angeles. This is my city. Let me see. I'm just reading some of these comments. This past 30 minutes, and I did not intend to this. Sister Joy said, great show. Thank you so much, ma'am. I appreciate you being on the live. Unbiased TV said, you're a gem. I'll be happy for you when you meet that man. Thank you. Stuart D. Knight, author, says, but if some black women have had 50 years to complain, then bitter black men should be given some grace.
See?
Yeah, complain away. See what happens. See how that gets you. You said some black women had.
Hey, you know where dudes complain at? And that's even a problem too. I'll tell you that. Martin Lawrence got a little, I think, run tell that. When he, like, dudes get off work and go to the bar and be in the bar like, oh, pour me another drink. The one where he like, my mama taught me that. And like, can you put a couple more ice cubes in my drink, darling? She wind up beating him up after he passed out. You know what I mean? Talking drunk, talking crap. You know what I mean? But the bar used to be where dudes used to get it off their chest. Now they got cell phones and cameras.
50 years, after 50 years, she's still complaining. You want the same? You realize, do you understand the example that you just gave? This woman's been complaining for 50 years. And is still complaining. And you want to have the grace to do the same. Have at it. Sexual Mid-Eye said, Erica, why do black women not compliment or critique brown-skinned black men like they do with dark-skinned black men and light-skinned skin complexity like Nick Cannon, Michael B. Jordan, etc.? I'm not sure. I mean, compliment or critique. Black women don't compliment or critique brown-skinned men. I mean, that's a first. I mean, maybe I'm just out the loop because I haven't realized that. Thank you for the super chat. You know, Sage the shaman said, what is the meaning to be up? Hold on. It popped away from me. What is the meaning to be a god? I want to improve. What is meaning to be a god? I want to improve and learn. Is that a question or is that a statement? Because I don't see a question mark. It seems like a statement. Thank you for the super chat though. But it should be improving and learning. You feel me? And knowing that you're the master of your own life. When I say that I'm a god, it doesn't mean that I created the heavens and the earth. It just means that I have the power to control what happens in my life. And I have the power to control my responses to things that happen. Because things will happen that are out of my control. But I'm not going to sulk and sit up and just be upset about what has happened. I'm going to control my response and turn it around into something to benefit me. You know, because a lot of people's stories that are in great positions of power now, they started out at a low point. You know, they started out with being homeless or, you know, having problems or, you know, whatever the case may be. So it's like, I don't even see that as like rock bottom. You feel me? Like that's a place where we can build from. So that's what being a God means to me, is knowing that I'm the master of my life and that I can control how I respond in the things that I do. But anyway, let me continue on. DJ Game by the Pound said, we have to come together. That's quite a name. We have to come together. I agree with you though. Let me see. All right, so let me see what the rest of this says. Freedom MMC said, men ain't supposed to be sweet, fam. Men are a-holes because it takes time to become the better man. Ignore the free comments, fam. One. Thank you for the super chat. I don't know exactly what you were saying.
She bounced back like
but you know, it's okay. I think that you ignore the free comments. Men are a-holes because it takes time for them to become a better man. I mean, I'm trying to understand, but I'm sorry, I'm a little confused. So yeah, so that's all I have to say. Again, it's almost been 40 minutes that I've been talking. Gross. So this is what I'm gonna say. You know, we should not be as bitter and jaded. You feel me? And it's unfortunate. It's unfortunate that that's the type of time that we're on. You know, that I've spent years like advocating for you guys. You know, I had a Tumblr way in like 2009 or whatever, and back then that's the first time I heard the term pick me. So I've been being called a pick me since 2010 up until now. So it's been over a decade now that I've been speaking on behalf of like us not looking at each other through a bitter and jaded lens, you know? And it's like I don't want that for us. We see the ramifications of it. Like I know that like men are you know, having the luxury to speak and talk about their grievances and stuff, but it's like, why would you do the same thing that the women did if it yielded negative results for the women? Like us being bitter and jaded and all that didn't get us nothing but single in our 50s and 40s and all that kind of stuff, and like miserable. So why do the same thing? But if you guys want the grace to do that, then have at it. You feel me? Just know that like I'm gonna mind my own business. You feel me? And someone asked, so you done supporting black men? I'm never done supporting black men. The father and the brothers that I have could never make me done supporting black men. But it's just, I'm probably going to limit what I give my energy to, since it's literally people.
Maybe that's what that group up energy is trying to get you to do, because they've been on your heels for the past few videos, and it's never a single spirit. It's a band of thieves, maybe.
In the comments here telling me that they like, you know, it's not even sensible to deal with black women. These are the people that subscribe to me. It's gross. This is what my words have like, this is what it has brought me, is those kind of brothers. It's like, gross. You know, but yeah, that's all I have to say. Let me see if there's anything. Someone said, good to see me live streaming. It's good to see you guys too. If Eric Lashai turns into a Cynthia G, the community is over. Oh God, look at this. You guys, stop overestimating the power that you have. Please. Don't be ridiculous. You think your little comments is gonna make me turn on black men when I have the kind of father that I have? When I have the kind of brothers that...
See what I'm saying? It's that energy, man. That energy. The problem.
I have. Because some nameless, faceless guys on the internet say some mean stuff to me. I'm unlike anybody you've ever come across, remember that.
Real spit.
And because I love our people, I'm not going to change. I'm not bound by likes and views and comments, super chats.
Do you see this? Hey, man, hold on. Hopefully you see what's happening right now, man. Hey, man, this is woman's son. Watch this.
Otherwise, whatever. I'm bound by my principles. That's the difference.
Divine feminine. I see her right now, nigga. She just pulled up, son. Watch this.
Okay.
She just pulled up.
And my principles don't change.
The whole.
So I hope we can be better as a people, because I do really love it when I see Black families coming together. I do really love it when I can see the Black men that actually care about our people. And it's not a selfish thing. It's not about what can I get from these women. It ain't nothing like that. You feel me? So I do love it. And I feel like we can be better. But somebody got to speak on, like, the same way that I spoke against being jaded and bitter on the women's side, I'm going to speak about it if I see the men doing it. That's what this means. People like, you done supporting Black men? I'm never going to stop supporting Black men. I'm never going to stop supporting Black women. But I am going to call it like I see it. And if I see this bitter, jaded mess, whether it's coming from Black men or Black women, I'm going to call it, because it's detrimental. And we got too many bitter and jaded people talking, making podcasts, making YouTube channels, encouraging other people to be bitter and jaded, calling themselves alphas and sigmas and all this weirdo stuff. You feel me? All that energy gives me, I'm not like other guys. The same way girls be like, I'm not like other girls, I'm different. I'm this kind of woman or whatever. The same when I hear that, oh, I'm not like other men, I'm an alpha, sigma or whatever. Okay, whatever Greek letter you want to give yourself. Like it's too much of that. So when I see it, I'm gonna call it out. I'm gonna be balanced like I always have been. And the support will still be there for the brothers that really care about our community. As always. Let me get to the super chats and then I'm gonna go ahead and get off of here because I've been talking for too long. Derek Bernard, thank you so much for the super chat. It says, do not get weary in good doing. Do not get weary in well doing. No, never that. Like I said, it's based on principles. Unknown account said, love you, thank you, I appreciate the super chat. But yeah, that's all I have to say. I love you guys for real. You know what I'm saying? If I didn't, I would have sold y'all out a long time ago. You know how much money I could have been making? You know how much money I could have been making if I would have just said the right things? If I would.
Right, because she from where I'm from. She's in California. She already got Tyrese on her album. You know what I mean? She got Tyrese, Fast and Furious, on her album. She could sell out like the rest of them and be rich just like the rest of them. But she chose not to.
But you see how I look? And this ain't me being vain, but with the way that I look and the way that I speak, I couldn't be rich right now if I wasn't for real in this. But instead, I'm sitting up in the studio apartment on my computer talking to y'all because this is real to me. But yeah, Levi Osby, thank you for the super sticker. I appreciate you. You said we good Black men are still out there. I know it. I still know it, y'all. I know y'all out here. You feel me? But that's all I have to say. I love you guys. Enjoy the rest of your week. You feel me? And have a wonderful day. Bye.
Yeah, so that was Erica Lashai, man. If y'all don't know her, check her out. The name on YouTube and all other social media is Erica Lashai. She be dropping jewels, gems. You feel me? Y'all stay safe.